In this live episode of Fictional Hangover, we talk about the Hitman and the Tea Lady with author Jackson Ford. Hey everybody, welcome to Fictional Hangover, a podcast about young adult and new adult, and sometimes other books, series, authors, voice actors, and illustrators that is full of spoilers. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire, and today we're going to discuss the short story The Hitman and the Tea Lady with Jackson Ford.
Yay! Yay! Standard disclaimer. If you haven't read this story, please remember that Fictional Hangover is all about spoilers. If you haven't read it and don't want to be spoiled, stop listening to us. Don't do that and go read the story. Then come back. If you haven't done this but want to pretend that you have, or if you don't care about spoilers, or if you just love us so much that you don't care about any of that, then listen up. Yay!
Yay!
It is about time, sir, that you are back.
It is so fucking good to be back. I know it, excuse me, I know it's been a while since I've been on this podcast. I have missed hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much for having me back on. And thank you for having me back on to talk about this story in particular, because this one, I mean, this was the very first story I had published as an adult fiction writer.
Oh, wow.
So it's very special to me, and I'm glad you guys want to chat about it.
That is amazing.
I mean, I was just biased because it has like tea in the title, so.
I think it's the Hitman for me.
Okay, well now we have two separate sides of the conversation. We can come together from two separate angles, have a good, hash it out. I like it.
Does that mean that you get to be the eyeball?
I get to be the eyeball. Yes, we'll get to the eyeball.
We'll get to the eyeball. We'll get to the eyeball. So I have some background info that I need to share, and it is that Jackson Ford, you have been on the show so many times. I have a list here. Ooh. You were on very first time in episode 83.
Wow.
Then 97, 138, 195, 200, which was a special one, and now 279.
Okay. I feel like that's a pretty good record.
Yes, but you're still not the winner. Sorry. That is still Kendara Blake. She has 7 on your 6. So
listen, I wish Kendara Blake nothing but the very best, both professionally and personally, but also fuck her.
I think that she would.
Love you, Kendara.
I think she would accept that, though. Fine.
Yeah, I'm competitive. Can you tell?
Yes. Also, PC Cast has been on 6 times too, so
that's okay. I got a new book coming out next year. So I feel like I'll add to my total.
You will. You definitely will.
Yeah.
Let's see.
There is another short story.
There is. And we can do Dust.
Yes.
There's a few of them knocking around. I don't write much. I don't write many short stories anymore. But early on, I wrote a bunch of them.
And you've got one with Reggie that you had in your newsletter.
With Reggie, yep, from the Frost File series. I'll occasionally knock out a little short story of someone in that universe for the newsletter. There's no short way of saying newsletter. You can't say for the letter like you can say for the gram. It's just for the email. No, it doesn't work.
Saying it for the gram still sounds pretentious.
Oh, massively pretentious.
I hate it, but I do like for the newsletter. You gotta
for the newsletter. I don't know for the mail blast.
It's bad. All of it's bad.
So terrible. But yes, that I do occasionally put short stories on the email newsletter. Go to jacksonfordauthor.com and sign up. You get a free audiobook. Yay! Self-promotion.
Yay! Wee! Also, I feel like
I've put the link in the chat.
You're a hero.
Good. I feel like I don't want to brag, but I feel like I have been featured in the newsletter so many times.
You have.
You kind of are bragging, yeah. Yeah, that is a brag. That is clearly a brag.
Was it
with the false modesty hair flip?
Yeah, like the newsletter OG.
Yes. It's fine. I love it. We've got a couple.
I'll tell you what. You can do a guest version of the newsletter. Like I'll just take a break for a week and you can write it.
Awesome. I will do that. You will be disappointed. We've got some comments already.
Just put a lot of fucks everywhere. Fucks
I mean, we're made of
everywhere.
fuck, so it's fine.
And then pet pictures, and you're sorted.
I would just like to say that I read this as Jackson Ford with losers, and
No.
it was so
What?
much better.
Okay, hang on. I want to see if I can do it again.
That's
I
a
don't know.
harsh
I don't know what
cutlery.
this
That's a
weird
harsh.
ass filter is. Let me see if I can do it
Do it
again.
again. Do it again. Nope. No,
Where are
you're
my
just,
fucking lasers?
I don't know, but you're just awesome.
There's
Oh,
the lasers. Booyah!
Hey!
yes, that was awesome.
I
But
have to admit that weirds me out every time it happens. It'll happen on it happened on a call with my agent the other day. I was like, what? No. What is this?
oh, it's too good. Let's see. Drew says she loves us too much. Bree misses you and the losers.
Missed
Oh,
you
God.
too.
Yay!
Missed you guys too.
I feel like Jackson Ford and the Losers should be our band name.
Yes,
Bit
but
harsh, didn't it?
then my name will be Tramp Zero.
Tramp Zero is yes.
But it's got an I in it, so it's Tramp.
So
Dream.
little bit of context because this kind of happened before we started the
did.
stream. Those are my books behind Amanda under Rob Buffard, which is my real name, and the titles are Tracer, Impact, and Zero G. But Amanda has them arranged so that it says Tramp Zero, which I think is just perfection.
It really is. It really is. Oh my gosh. So do you have any initial thoughts, Claire, before we get into this really long summary that we're doing?
No, we probably should just dive straight in. I mean, I think our enthusiasm for Jackson being with us again is says enough.
Yeah, I think you're right. However, oh no, you know what? No, because my initial thoughts are just Jackson Ford is back, and lots of exclamation marks. So yeah, you're right.
Wipe
You're right.
your brains
It's
clean.
like I knew.
Just skip it. Just skip it.
Yeah, we can get over that.
Okay. Halloran's on a train with an eyeball in a coffee cup. Let me just show my props here. Thank you, Bree, for the eyeballs.
I was
Okay,
not expecting
fine.
you to take a bite out of that.
Why
one.
not? Why
Well,
not?
I
It's
thought it was
delicious.
plastic.
No, it's well, it wouldn't surprise me if I ate a plastic eyeball.
Wouldn't surprise
No.
me either, but I was still like, damn.
No, no, real
Okay.
eyeball. Just ate it. It's fine.
No eyeball eating happens in this story.
There should. Okay, so he's on the train with an eyeball in a coffee cup. And yeah, even he thinks that's a little weird. And he's a hitman. And, eyeballs are gross to touch, but he has to transport it to London somehow. So it goes in a cup. He gets a little anxious that the man sitting across from him hasn't noticed the eyeball because he keeps looking at the cup. It would sure be a shame if he had to do something about it. Now I have to swallow this eyeball.
You want to bring
Well,
edible
while you do
eyeballs
that,
to this
I'll
shit?
get the next section. I'll get the next section. Halloran never really intended to become a hitman and kind of hoped that after a few hits he'd be the type of guy everyone was afraid of and he'd only have to do a couple of jobs a year. But he's still small time. Isn't that everybody's dream? He's good at his job though and does it thoroughly. Just imagine his performance review. Yes, you've killed 3 people this year. Well done. He was told by Dom Ronson to find this guy called the Bastard, kill him, and bring him back his eyeball. And that's exactly what Halloran has done. Now he just wants to get home. This is so relatable.
Right? Not for me though. I don't get to ride around on trains all the time, but it's fine.
Yeah, but you at the end of the day, you're still like, yeah, I just want to go home. I don't have time for any of this shit.
Same. I just want to go home and
Same,
eat an
girl.
eyeball.
Yeah.
As he stares out the window, watching Scotland past in a blur of endless fields, the tea lady comes by, offering snacks from her trolley. The man across from Halloran gets a bag of cheese and onion crisps. I have to say it that way. But Halloran has his own snack of Percy Pig sweets and waves the lady away. He goes back to gazing out the window, thinking of the days when he's not being a hitman, where he lazes around, not really doing anything. But then he gets annoyed by his seatmate crunching on his snack. And then I just go, ugh. Don't need those mouth sounds.
Halloran decides to say something to him, but then he realizes that his eyeball cup is gone. He flips at the guy, thinking he's done something with it, but it wasn't him. It was the tea lady. She cleared away his trash, which, as a person who rides British trains now, that is the most unrelatable part of the entire story, because the tea lady would never do that now.
It's
She's
true,
like,
but the
you will
story
sit
was
there with your
written
dirty
in, I
cup,
think,
please take it
2011 or
from me."
2012. So back then, trains were it's a tiny bit
Yeah.
more efficient. Don't judge it by modern
Yes,
standards.
yes. Back then. No. By then, totally agree. Now, nah, she'd just look at you. Well, she cleared away his trash back in 2011 to 11. And, it's not trash, it's an eyeball. Holmgren gets up and follows the lady down the train. She doesn't seem inclined to help him and continues serving him. Oh, there's deep cuts here as well. She's intensely British during this section.
Halloran finally gets the tea lady to speak to him, and it does not go well. He says he'd like to look in her rubbish bag, and she refuses, citing some health and safety regulations that prohibit anyone other than a trained person from operating the refuse container. He tries to be kind, stating that she's taken something from him and he'd only like it back. But when she asks what it is so she can look for it, he can't exactly say that it's an eyeball, can he? No, he cannot.
Olram decides to take matters and the trash into his own hands. He grabs the rubbish bag, but so does the tea lady, and they get into a tug of war that ends with the bag ripping open. The contents flying around the train, including the eyeball, which bounces off a window and into a passenger's cup of coffee. The tea lady screams, and it's pandemonium.
It's amazing. Later, finally in London,
And all the
Halloran
trains
calls...
are delayed from this point on.
Later, finally in London, Halloran calls Dom Ronson, asking where to deliver the eyeball, which he retrieved from the lady's coffee cup, jumped out the train window, ran from the police across the British countryside, and hitchhiked to London to deliver. Dom is shocked that Halloran actually cut out the guy's eyeball. He just said that as a joke. Halloran stands there, dumbfounded, as Dom tells him he's done with him, and hangs up. Well, fuck. What are you supposed to do with that? All right. Well, I have this eyeball in my pocket now, I guess. I don't know. Better just eat it.
Devastatingly, he's left his Percy Pigs on the train as well. Those things are expensive.
Worst.
It's M&S.
The worst.
That eyeball tastes like apple.
Not a sentence I expected to hear today.
Okay.
It's fine. It's very fine. So we got to move on to standout moments, and I can just see the trash bag ripping open in slow motion and like debris splattering everywhere, while the eyeball just leisurely floats by, looking at everyone before landing perfectly in the cup of coffee. And I imagine it as like the Quicksilver scene from Days of Future Past. Just running through.
Love it. Love it.
And not surprisingly, we are now talking about X-Men on an episode of Fictional Hangover with Jackson Ford.
No. This has never happened before.
Never happened in all the 5 other episodes that you've been on.
Literally every single one.
Every single one, every single time.
Like the conversation will just swing back to X-Men at some point.
It will. It always will. It always does.
Although I like the Quicksilver reference. Because that scene obviously like came out years and years later, but it fits.
It does. It does fit.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that there's a lawsuit happening.
There's
intellectual property.
Happening? Oh yeah, no, I'm straight up suing
people
them.
now.
Straight up suing them.
You definitely should, because it's the same thing. It is 100% the same thing.
Identical. It's just the lack of superpowers, American superheroes, special effects. But other than that, it's completely identical.
Yeah. Also, being in a kitchen in the Pentagon.
Can't even remember. It was other than that scene, it was actually a pretty terrible movie.
No, Days of Future Past was good. Come on. Fine.
Didn't really make an impression, to be honest.
That's a shame. I liked that one the best. It was way better than the Phoenix one.
Oh, the Phoenix one was
Oh,
garbage.
that was absolute
It was bad.
rubbish.
It was
Yeah.
really, really bad.
Oh.
It was really, really bad.
X-Men movies, hit or miss. Completely hit or miss.
Yeah, but now it's like the prime time for them to come back and be
Yes.
done well. So they just need to do it. Like I'm tired of the Avengers, if I can be quite honest with everyone here.
The Avengers are done. I mean, we've had like 9 or 10 movies with the Avengers, and we're done. We can move on.
Yeah, I'm sick of it.
Which is
So
a relief
it's
because
too
the
much
actors have
reliance.
moved on. So
Yeah.
you know.
Well, there's
Yeah.
too much reliance on the TV programs. Like, I watched the Marvels and enjoyed the Marvels, and you didn't need to watch the TV shows to pick up or to watch the Marvels. You could do without, but it made a lot more sense and it was better with the context of the TV shows. And I don't like that reliance. I don't like the reliance of having seen the TV show to watch the movie, and it's getting to the stage where you have to keep up with too much.
Yeah, I thought Miss Marvel was one of the best TV shows I've ever seen. I thought Iman Vellani was absolute just joy. She just made me so happy. And when the Marvels movie came out, I was like, I'm not here for Carol Danvers or the other one, Monica Rambeau. I couldn't give the tiniest shit about these two. I'm just here for Iman Vellani.
I haven't watched the Marvels yet. I didn't even go see it in the theater. I'm saving it for Disney Plus, which
You didn't miss much.
It's coming on soon. It's a little slapstick. It is a little slapstick, and
Yeah.
there is one place to go to where you just like. It turns a little bit Doctor Who-ish, actually. Like,
Good, yeah,
you go
good,
to different
good
worlds, and yeah, the kind of it feels like a Doctor Who episode. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
okay.
God, there's another weird filter coming up.
Anywho, Hitman, tea ladies,
what
I
was
will
that?
fly through the air and trash.
Yes, off X-Men and the Marvels, back to little dust up on a regional British train.
A little dust up. I think it's more than that.
Do you know what? This is the train line that I would get if I've gone to Edinburgh, or to or from Edinburgh, to or from London. This is the train line that I end up on, and I would no doubt have been on this train. And now the amount of times I've done this train journey, I'm now sitting there going, that person who knew Christmas and the guy next to them, did he have an eyeball in his Starbucks cup? Did I have an eyeball in my Starbucks cup?
Yeah,
I mean, there's a good chance. There's a very good chance.
Yeah.
And I would never mess with the tea ladies on the LNAR line. They're well hard.
Well, exactly. And I mean, I don't remember the exact train journey that I took where I got this idea, but I do know the idea came from one of the trips I took up to Scotland, up to Edinburgh or somewhere like that. Just going up, riding along those cliffs on the East Coast, and just sitting there, and this idea popped into my head, and I was like, well, I've got to see where this goes. So yeah, I mean, it's a hell of a long ride from London. It's a good 5-6 hours, but yeah, I'm very grateful for it.
I do like that one. It's only hour and a half to Edinburgh from.
Yeah, because you're in the north, aren't you?
Yes, or 3.5 down to London. And I now can time my journeys by the destinations, and I know when I get to a certain place, I need to wake up.
That's amazing. I've only been on one train over there in the UK to Paris, and it was delayed multiple times. There was a fire on the tracks or something. There was a person on the tracks or something. It was not a good trip.
This is British trains in post 2020. Just an absolute and total clusterfuck. An expensive clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never quite understood how it's cheaper to get a tube of metal into the sky and to another country than it is for me to travel across the UK on a track for a few hours. I don't get it. I just don't understand.
It's cheaper in the US.
Well,
much cheaper in the US.
I mean, when we met in July, I had train tickets booked to and from, but then they decided to do lots of strikes, so I wasn't going to get home because my train was cancelled because of the strikes. And I ended up getting a flight home from Heathrow, and the flight cost the same amount as buying the train ticket, which I got at the earliest possible price when they were released, bar 10, 20 quid, something like that. And it's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous to think that you can get a flight cheaper than a train.
Yeah.
It's a train. And sometimes I've got first class because it's been cheaper than just standard, which again is
It's
bonkers.
mad. But back when this was written, so 2011, 2012, trains were mostly pretty good.
I mean, to be honest, I've never had too many train problems. I've had 10, 15-minute delays on the trains. The only time I've had to cancel was the strike, which I was fully expecting. So generally speaking, the trains aren't I've experienced aren't too bad, but I always make sure I book a seat and I always check religiously beforehand, and I tend to book ones that are just outside of the peak time, so it's not going to be hugely busy and things like that.
Yeah. But I bet you've never had an eyeball land in your coffee cup on a train.
Five
I
o'clock
feel
trains are
that's a fairly
horrible.
niche
Don't
experience.
I wish that would happen to me.
I did once go to Brighton
You
for
would wish
over
that
the
would happen to
Halloween
you, Amanda.
period.
Yeah.
I did go to Brighton over the Halloween period once, and I did get some eyeball chocolates to eat on the train, and I always get a Starbucks coffee on the way back as well. So semi, but not, full eyeball.
Hitman and the Tea Lady cosplay.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to think, how am I going to do it? How am I going to pull that off? It won't be hard.
Depends. You going to be Halloran or the Tea Lady?
Or the eyeball. Can I count? Can the eyeball count as a character?
Giant eyeball bouncing around the train. Get one of those big like plastic Zorb balls.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna
Oh
figure
my
out.
God.
It's not gonna happen.
You need to
I have
come back
missed
over
being
here
on
for
Fictional Hangover.
authenticity. You have to come back over, Amanda, for authenticity, because our trains are not like your trains.
No, it's got to be a British train. Has to be.
I mean, I like a US train. I've gone to Chicago several times by train, and it's nice and cozy, and we got like a sleeper train and the beds fold down from the wall. I don't know, it's cool. I like it.
I'll tell you something. Next time I come to visit you in Arkansas, I'm not fucking flying. I'm getting on a damn train. I'm not. The flights are just brutal.
Yeah, it's not good. I am
No.
really shocked that you did that you made that sacrifice.
It wasn't too bad because I was in Atlanta anyway. So the context here for everyone listening is I came to visit Amanda last year. I was in Atlanta for Dragon Con, and I looked at it and went, you know what? Arkansas is like an hour and a half flight away. I know I've got readers there. Why don't I just take this opportunity and nip across, meet my readers, do a couple of library talks, go visit Amanda? And I did that. And like the flight itself wasn't too bad, just like an hour and a half from Atlanta, but just taken as a whole, getting from Little Rock back to Vancouver.
I bet it was bad.
Nah, dog. No, I'm not doing that again without like breaking it up in a major way.
Yeah, I don't blame you. How many times did you have to like switch flights on the way back?
It was 3 separate flights. About 15 or 16 hours total travel.
Gross.
Just kicked my ass. Like I don't regret it for a second. Obviously, I had a great time, but
Right.
next time I'm taking the damn train.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have to say that you don't regret it because I might cry.
How could I regret it? You laid out a literal red carpet for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
the most
slightly
most
obsessed.
spectacular welcome I have ever had anywhere, and that includes my house in South Africa when I arrived back home to see my parents. It doesn't even come close to the welcome I got in Benton, Arkansas,
Yeah.
from Amanda and her colleagues.
Yeah. No, they don't care about you. Only I do. And that makes it sound creepy, and I'm okay with it.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. Claire, did you have a favorite character as we awkwardly get back to our discussion of this story?
I think we've established that the eyeball is a character, so yeah,
Yes.
the eyeball.
Yeah, the eyeball wins. The eyeball definitely wins. Definitely. What about surprises? I was shocked that Dom was just like, nah, dog, I don't want that eyeball. You can fuck off now. And he's like,
that was so shocking, honestly. And I don't know. Is this the first eyeball request he'd ever got, and he didn't know whether to take it seriously or not?
I mean, you're a hitman. You're already murdering someone. So if you're
not a butcher,
well, you might be. I don't know. I feel like he's a newbie, kind of.
It's called wet work for a reason. You get wet. I don't
Oh.
know.
Oh.
Yikes. What can I say? Halloran, Halloran as a hitman, he wants to do a good job. He wants to, please his clients. He doesn't especially like being a hitman, but he's a professional. So if someone says, "Bring me the eyeball," you know. Also, Halloran doesn't have a massive sense of humor. That makes sense. He's kind of awkward and he's a misfit, and so he doesn't always understand humor or sarcasm or like rhetorical questions. So he takes things quite literally, I think. And so when Don Ronson said, "Bring me proof, bring me the guy's eyeball," he was like, "Weird flex, but okay."
Okay.
Yeah,
Here,
like, sure, I guess.
here you go.
Usually it's the pinky finger, but we'll go with eyeball this time.
Well, now Halloran will know for future assassinations.
Yes. I think this is, just
He's got
upgraded him
a
to a
no
new
eyeball
level.
clause in his contract. It's a no
Yeah.
eyeball
So,
clause in the
so,
contract.
so
He
here
knows
is
what to do
here is a
now.
question. There is a scene that ended up on the end of the story, but I don't think got published in a couple of places. I think there are a couple of versions of the story floating around. And it's a scene where Halloran tries to post the eyeball back to British Rail. Did that
No.
make it into the version that you guys read?
No.
Okay. So it's a very short scene, little post credit thing. And it's just this postman who finds this package with a suspicious lump in it, and it's addressed to British Rail and says on the package, "I don't want this anymore. You can have it back."
On the version that you posted the link to in your newsletter, it is. It's on
Okay,
that
good.
one. And
I
that's the link that I put on the Instagram stories today. So if anybody
Good.
hasn't read the short story yet, if you go to the Fictional Hangover Instagram and go into our stories and click the link there.
I can't for the life of me figure out or remember why there were two versions that ended up online.
Royal
That
Mail.
reasons for that are lost in the mist of time, and I still
It's
am not sure which version I prefer. But one of them
well,
has this little coda at the end.
you need that bit in. I personally blame the whole Royal Mail fiasco that's going on right now. They probably intercepted it
Yeah,
and we're cutting that out because Royal Mail do not accept eyeballs.
they do not.
I
It's a
hate
shame.
I know this for
all
a fact.
post right now. I feel like I need to just add that in. I tried to send Claire a Christmas gift and it bounced all over the place. It came back. I had to pay to send it again. Then I sent it again and then it bounced around all over the place. Like fell off the face of the planet for a little while and then Claire finally got it. It was a
I still have the
nightmare.
box
It was a
because
Wow.
nightmare.
I still have the box.
Hey, look at that! Love it.
Yay! Yay!
I have a postal.
This box is precious.
Yeah, no, that's good. Keep that shit. So I have a postal horror story. So I do a competition whenever I have a new book. I do a competition for an annotated copy. So I will sit down, I will scroll all over a copy, and then I will put it out as a competition for people to win. And the chap who won the annotated version of A Shitload of Crazy Powers, which is the most recent book of mine that came out, he was in Israel. So I looked at FedEx and it was like $300. So I'm like, I'm not FedExing this to you, dude. I'm sorry. So got Canada Post involved, sent it off. It just never arrived ever.
Oh.
But a year later, I go downstairs in my apartment building and there is this package with Hebrew writing all over it. I'm like, no, you got to be fucking kidding me. This thing made it to Tel Aviv, sat in the post office for 9 months, and then got returned to sender.
Oh.
I messaged the guy. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it was there. He was very understanding, all things considered.
At least it came back. At least it didn't just completely disappear.
But I felt bad for him. I was like, this is a one-of-a-kind thing. You won this amazing competition, and it just fucked up, and it didn't arrive. And then this package covered in Hebrew rocks up.
Well, I'm just going to say that I have a link, a notepad on my phone with all the links to all of the usual social media posts and reviews and etc., ready for when you
you want that
run
shit.
this
You want to
competition.
win
Because
that.
goddamn, I will one day an annotated version of the book.
Yeah.
I want to win
can
that
only
shit.
I
I
can
am
only do
keeping these
one.
things religiously.
I can only do one, and it's a
I know, and it's annoying that it's not me who wins.
like
The Royal Mail will cock it up, but it'll get to us eventually.
so for context, like you can do you can enter this competition, and if you review my stuff or send me a receipt that you bought, then you get additional entries. So there are people with like 30 or 40 entries on the random Excel spreadsheet that I pick from, but it's still random. I still get a random number generator.
I just feel like Fictional Hangover should count for more
One
than
day.
anything else.
Oh, I really want to, because I feel
Uh-huh.
like you guys
Uh-huh.
have done double, triple, quadruple duty
Yeah.
just getting my books out into the world.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have. You could rip a book in half, which I just threw up in my mouth saying that, and
Why
send
would you
half
do
of
Probably
it
that?
to
never said
me
that.
and half of it to Claire.
I, I,
I
I'm
know,
sorry,
I threw
no.
up. I'm sorry that I said
Mm-mm.
it. I
But
the
then,
eyeballs
Or
coming
to
back
hear
up.
me out, I could just do 2 copies.
Well, yeah, I was trying to save you some time. Trying to be
No,
considerate
honest,
here.
I don't know if I'd ever do 2 copies. Annotating these things, I find handwriting very difficult. I didn't really get the right training when I was a kid. I can do it, but it's like this chicken scratch horrible thing, and I don't really enjoy handwriting. So I'll sit down and it'll take me a good 2 or 3 hours to go through this entire book and scribble little notes in the margin, like, fuck, I've run out of space. Blah. So these are labors of love.
I don't handwrite anything apart from greeting cards and a shopping list. And even then, you look if you get a greeting card off me, I obviously really like you as a person because I hate handwriting. I can't handwrite anything at work anymore because I'll literally have the notepad and have to like turn it upside down and try and get other people to read it. It makes no sense. My handwriting used to be nice. It is gone because everything is typed nowadays. So I
Yeah,
refuse to write anything at work.
I like to write things.
but you probably have beautiful penmanship.
No, I look like a serial killer. It's terrible.
And that's just when you
I
woke up this
mean,
morning.
It's accurate.
Mhm.
Oh, should should we play Would You Rather? Oh, we have some
Yeah.
comments. Maybe we should share some comments.
Yeah.
let's have a look at some comments.
Hello, people in the
are
chat.
engaging.
What's happening?
Yeah, there are people here. Hooray.
I
Let's
might have been
see.
asking people questions in the comments as well. So
Yes.
Oh, we got a train spotter.
Yes, Bookworm Baker loves some
Constance.
trains. Annie was shocked by what we were surprised at the end and,
Yeah.
and gasped out loud in the mall in Tulsa. It's
Cool.
amazing. Let's see. Oh, here's another one from Annie. Oh, look at her.
Trains are fun.
Oh,
They can be a
trains.
lot of fun.
Trains are fun. Drew.
She was like, "Fuck no, they're not."
No, let me drive everywhere.
Drew, you drive to my house. I've got cinnamon rolls and bagels.
Drew, I got to drive 2 hours to a town called Hope this coming weekend. Can you drive me, mate, and pick me up? Since you love
Aw,
driving, do you want to just hop
aw.
over here and chauffeur me? That'd be great.
Drew would-
Original.
Ah, my man. Thank you. You get the annotated copy.
No, do not give that to her. That's not fair.
What do you?
I know.
What are you,
I've
what are
got
you
Drew's
saying?
address. I will go and wrestle it from her hands.
I apologize, Drew. I misgendered you there. That is on me. My bad.
It's fine. So upset. Aw, Annie.
Aw.
Handwritten card from Claire. Okay, so now is it
Yes.
time? Is it finally time?
Yes, to the air horn. Yes.
Woo! Woo! Pew pew pew. It's time for Would You Rather. Here's our first question.
Would you rather eat gummy snacks or crunchy savory snacks? Oh, this was a fun one to do last week, wasn't it, Amanda? We were sitting there, we recorded the
Yes.
episode, and I turned to her and went, "Can we do the video version? I much prefer a video version." She's like, yeah. And it was all put together in about 20 minutes.
Yes. Yeah, it was amazing. But I just would like to share that we made those videos separately. We did not do it at the same time.
Well, you
And
did yours first. I hadn't even got downstairs to eat my giant straw, so I was still
yes,
upstairs.
but
What
the
the fuck is this
timing.
probe?
Giant Haribo giant strawberry.
I've never eaten that. That sounds amazing.
Our timing was impeccable
They're amazing. They're the best.
in the video. It was amazing.
You couldn't tell that you'd done it separately.
Oh, It was amazing.
Mm.
So
Anyway,
you want
the answer is savory. Not even a question.
Yeah, I agree. What
Well,
with the diabetes and all?
what with the diabetes? Facebook agree it's savory. Instagram agree with savory, and TikTok agree with savory. We do have a lot of lovely comments, which I think ought to.
Mm.
Cody on Facebook said savory all the way.
Katrina on Facebook says crunchy savory snack for me. I'm a sucker for a bag of crisps.
Mm-hmm.
Emily on Facebook said savory, especially ranch flavored Doritos, which you may have to send me a pack of those, Amanda.
Yeah, I can do that, sure. Charlotte on Facebook says gummy.
Drew, salt and vinegar crisps all the way.
Gross. Ugh.
Yes,
Ugh.
Drew.
No. Ugh.
Salt and
Yes.
vinegar pring.
Ugh.
Greatest flavor.
Ugh. Ugh.
Bulls.
Fiona on Facebook says, Lord, you two ask the most tough questions ever. In front of the TV, crisps all the way, on a drive in the car, gummies every time. I can't choose.
Actually, that is a good point, because crisps in the car, crisps give you gunk all over your hands, but gummies don't. So actually, yeah, I'm with that. Like crunchy savory snacks, except on a road trip. Then it's sour worms all the way.
Ooh, I love sour worms. Sour's the best.
Sports mix on our journeys. We always get sports mix for journeys. Right, I'm going to read you Collins because it's
nuts
epic.
and raisins, right?
No, gummy sports mix.
Oh, gummy sports mix. I'm thinking of something else. Carry on.
No, it's the delicious. If you haven't ever tried sports mix, I'll send you some sports mix. They're amazing. Right, settle down for Collins epic from Facebook. Now, you see, this requires some thought. If I want a savoury snack for purposes of making me less hungry, then it's savoury all the way home. However, for the purpose of entertaining me while I watch TV or similar, I'll go for good old scummies. But a train journey, well, that's a boggle. I think given the circumstances, I have to go with sweet gummy snacks to give me that sugar rush I need to either A, overcome the hitman, or B, do the necessary hitmanning depending on what role I'm taking in the story. I mean, sweets have all sorts of advantages. It gives you sticky fingers to help hold onto weapons / tea urn more efficiently, or you can melt them over a handy lighter and throw it into someone's face to burn them and scar them forever, which would be an effective calling card no matter which side of the equation you're on. Also, boobs.
I don't.
This comment has been a wild ride.
Are we?
Lord Beauty, you okay?
It usually is.
Is it boobs because your hands are sticky and you can stick to the boob?
I just think he likes boobs.
I mean, I like boobs too, but in this context, okay. Yikes! I have a curveball to throw at you. A gummy savory snack.
Ew.
Biltong.
No.
Yes. I'm South African. Biltong sustains me. I took a trip back to South Africa over Christmas to see my family, and I ate my body weight in biltong and druvos, and yeah, biltong beats everything, hands down. Especially my father-in-law's biltong. He makes the greatest biltong on the planet, hands down.
I'm willing to try.
I mean,
intrigued.
it's just like beef jerky, right? That's what that
God,
is.
just like beef jerky, Amanda.
I mean, loosely like beef jerky. I don't fucking know. You guys are.
Beef jerky is a travesty. Biltong is angelic. Biltong is an orgasm on my tongue.
But can I just say, it is a dried meat.
You're being very American right now, Amanda.
Much more. So much more.
Do you want one of them? I've got two here as well.
Fine.
Right, next time I come to Arkansas, I'm bringing you some biltong and some druvos.
Thank you, please. I appreciate that. Yeah. Let's see. We've got some more comments here. Dawn Kurtigich agrees with La Saint Olga on Instagram. She says, I'm bi. It's illegal to make me choose. And then Dawn agrees. She also says it's illegal to make her choose. So it's amazing.
Well, I know people who throw gummies into popcorn, which does horrible things to my brain.
I've never understood the
don't get it.
The adding sweets to popcorn thing. I understand, but I don't understand adding. No.
I would not add a gummy to popcorn, but like chocolate. In my household, we occasionally will eat a raisinette in a popcorn.
What is a raisinette?
Chocolate-covered raisin.
Ah, okay. Caramel popcorn, sure, on occasion. That's kind of nice. But chocolate popcorn with like M&Ms or something, or raisinettes, nah, not feeling it.
Oh, hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. We have a comment. I just need to put this up. It's the only other comment I'm going to show for the rest of this episode.
No. No. You're all Philistines.
I mean, come on, this is Constance and she's from Texas. She doesn't know anything apart from
Constance.
barbecue and dried meat.
Constance, listen. I
Thank
will.
you, Constance.
Constance, you're from Texas. I will bow to you on all matters barbecue related. There's no complaints. However, when it comes to dried meat, as the South African here, I am the authority. So please believe me when I say, with all the love in the world, you're wrong.
How come you're nice to her, but you're mean to me about it? Huh?
Because we can tell you to fuck off. It's fine.
Yeah, because I can be mean to you.
Uh,
You can take it.
It's true.
The thing
Yeah.
is, Constance does this on purpose, though. She's forever going and saying how to make a proper cup of tea is using a microwave.
Nah.
She keeps sending links to videos of it. She's a
just
terrorist.
It's just
Claire,
to,
can I
just to
get your
punish you.
tea opinion on the tea controversy of this week that has been doing the rounds? There's people, well, a group of scientists have put out an idea
Oh,
that
I've
it is
seen that.
best to add salt to your tea to make it an ideal cup of tea. What are your thoughts on this matter as a British person?
You did it in fucking Boston. You don't need to do it again. We've done it once. Get over it. Stop adding salt to tea. Do it properly. And thank you, US Embassy. I saw that press what you did. No microwaves. No. Though I did appreciate the comedy value behind it.
I kind of want to try it, like a little sprinkling
No!
of salt.
I think we
No.
should try it. I think
No.
that we should do that after this live episode is over.
I will admit to wanting to try fresh orange juice into espresso. But,
Oh.
you know, that's supposed to be
Fresh
quite
orange
nice.
juice into espresso. I have seen that. People pouring coffee through like a slice of orange.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued about that.
I don't.
Same.
Amanda, you wouldn't give it a try?
I can for it, though.
I mean, I would try it.
Like coffee and orange, it's not like an outlandish combination because you can have coffee with orange juice in the morning, right?
Yeah. Bearing in
Mm.
mind, I think one of the best pairings in the world is a bit of coffee and a sharp cheddar.
That
Ooh.
also just makes me want to throw up.
No, it's interesting. I can see that. It wouldn't be where my mind would go, but I respect that.
Drew needs her cup of tea unsalted. Annie shouts no microwaves. Oh, Constance.
You sound kind of salty, Claire.
Constance, these are war crimes.
We do have there are some actual comments based on the would you rather question that we asked too.
Mm-hmm.
See, look, Annie's got taco Doritos and Coca-Cola.
Nice. I approve this message.
Ranch Doritos and Dr. Pepper.
Yep.
Salted tortilla chips.
Yep.
Can of Coke. Okay. But then, oh wait, did I show this one already? Did I show this one?
You
Did I
did.
show
And
that one already?
Constance and I had some words.
But are you sure?
Things for you.
I'm just leaving it up just in case I forgot to show it before. I'm leaving it up. Okay, fine. I'll take it down. Fine.
Good would you rather this one? This has inspired some nice debates. I like this.
It's inspired some salty comments. I will say, for a train journey, I have a tradition. Every time I come home from London, and it's not going to be sweet related, I always get extra large double Twix from the WH Smiths in King's Cross, and then that goes in my bag, and I do not eat it until after we've passed Peterborough, preferably Doncaster, on the way home, where I'll get a cup of tea from the tea lady. And it's always Yorkshire tea as well. And I will sit and I will have my cup of tea and eat this Twix. And that's the point I know I'm nearly home. By the time I've finished eating at the train station, my ride's nearly there to pick me up. I always do that. And the only time I haven't was last August when we went to London for a friend's birthday to go and see ABBA Voyager, and they didn't have any Twixes, and I was absolutely devastated. I was inconsolably devastated for the train journey home. I just
I don't blame you. That's a war crime.
It is a war crime.
I'm so sorry.
Yikes.
Let's move on to our next would you rather question. Would you rather carry an eyeball in your pocket or a cup? I have to say cup because ladies' pants don't have pockets.
I have to say cup because ew. Is anyone actually going to say they want to carry an eyeball in the pocket? I dare you. I double dog dare you. I want to hear the reasoning behind this.
I don't want one eyeball. I want two, and then I can use them as worry balls.
Ugh.
No, I want a cup. I don't have pockets.
Right.
It's true.
Cup,
I have
the
pockets,
cup.
and
A cup,
I
not
don't want to
eyeballs.
put them in my pocket. That's there.
I feel like if anyone were to put eyeballs in their pockets, or at least with like as tight as ladies' pants are, it would look awkward.
The eyeball is going to get squished.
Blob. Yeah,
The eyeball will pop. I guarantee you the eyeball is going to pop if you put it into your trouser pocket.
Eyeballs. I for my first book, Tracer, there's also a severed eyeball in that, and I did a lot of research into is this actually feasible? Like, could a severed eyeball be transported? And the answer is you have to chemically treat it to retain its shape because eyeballs are fragile as hell.
Tracer is the tra in my tramp back
Zero,
here.
yeah.
It's a really good book. I liked it.
Yeah.
Constance. Chef pants.
That's cheating. I feel like it's cheating.
Besides, I've seen how chaotic kitchens are. One moment you're carrying your eyeball in the pocket of your chef's pants. Your next, you've accidentally added it to your stew. Like this is an accident waiting to happen.
Oh,
that's not a boiled egg with my ramen. That's an eyeball.
I'm going for ramen on Tuesday.
Oh, she ruined it for you.
She shoots, she scores.
She ruined it for you. She ruined it for you. Crows.
Why do I come on this show?
Aw, because you love us for some reason. Ew.
Oh,
ew,
God, I
ew.
regret everything.
Woo!
All right. Next question. Hopefully no one will vomit during this one.
I'll vomit if you give me white coffee.
Black coffee or white coffee? Ooh.
You know, I have to go white. Anytime I drink coffee, it's more cream than it is coffee. But I don't drink very much coffee.
I'm both.
You know what does bug me though is people like I like black coffee. I don't take coffee anything else, no cream or sugar or anything. But I don't like people who fetishize black coffee. Who are like, I like my coffee dark and satanic and evil and bitter. I'm like, you need to calm down. It's a fucking cup of coffee. Relax, bro.
What about people?
It's the airplane quote. I like my coffee like I like my man.
Yeah. What if you say it that way? What if it's about, sexualizing men and not Satan?
Allow it.
Allowed. Okay. Drew needs milk and sugar. Constance does not choose coffee. Dr. Pepper. Oh, and then Annie.
Chaotic good, I see there, Constance.
And then Annie does not drink coffee. Just tea.
It depends where I am for coffee, It really does. If I'm in the house, I've actually transitioned my milk to oat milk.
Drew, you've never had black coffee?
So I will have a little dash of my coffee at home. But if I'm at work, it's black coffee because I don't bring milk to work. I just drink black coffee. And if it's a really, really, really nice coffee bean and it's been properly brewed, I'll have a black coffee.
I'm shocked right now with Drew's.
Yeah, that's like, really? You've
Drew's never
tried
eaten pineapple either. We can't base anything off Drew. She's never even had a pineapple. Let's just move on.
Oh, okay. Next question. Would you rather deal with an annoyingly loud eater or someone being fake nice?
I deal with some people being fake nice all the freaking time.
I'm fake nice.
Yeah. That's the person I deal with all the time. Oh, Claire, that's such a good idea. I can roll her eyes. You're doing
Oh
such
shit!
a good job, Claire.
Yeah,
Gonna
I'm an
sit back and
asshole.
let this one play
It's
out.
fine. It's fine. I am well aware.
I infer this is all inferred via text message.
You're right. I am an asshole, so it's fine. It's
Mm.
fine.
No, to my knowledge, you will have eye rolled at me, but you've never done the slow clap, so it's fine. To my knowledge.
Are you sure?
To my knowledge, unless we're being sarcastic. Oh no.
Hmm.
Oh no.
What about you, Amanda? Annoyingly loud eater or fake nice?
I have a weird thing with sounds. I can't handle it. You know, it's like everyone knows about my like extreme fear and cringe at like wind chimes. So I know that that's not a loud eating sound, but like a slurping, like
Yeah,
it
that's
just
pretty nasty.
can't stand it. I can't stand it. So I will deal with fake nice all the time. I mean, I work with the public, so
True, yeah. You can be fake nice when you have to.
just fake nice it back and forth.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with oh, thanks, Claire. That's splendid.
Yeah, that was not what I would ever hoped for.
I'd go with loud eater though, because I feel like you can ask someone to stop being a loud eater or try to eat quietly, but asking someone to stop being fake nice, that's just a whole different thing.
Can you just stop?
How would you stop being fake nice? Like
Therapy.
Ugh.
yeah.
Constance says fake nice. I have an uncle who's a very loud eater and he makes me nauseous. Can't handle it. Loud eater grates on Annie's soul.
Mm-hmm.
And Drew's gonna go with fake nice.
Yeah.
Mm.
Drew knows what's up.
Mm.
Last question.
It's a tough one though. It is a very tough one. Both suck. Both of these options suck.
Yeah, they do. They really, really do.
I
Why
just
is
don't
it
eat
giving
other
me a
people.
thumbs up?
What did you do? Did you?
Nothing. I said it sucks.
It agrees with
AI is not ready for prime time, y'all.
No, but it agrees with you, so you should like it. And then the lasers will come out again.
No, where are my lasers?
No lasers.
you just can't get the pyrotechnics these days. Anywho, would you rather be the hitman or a tea lady?
You guys first.
Can I be both? I know that that's not
Hitman,
typically
stop
allowed,
it.
but I would like to be
Hitman
on the
who makes a
train.
really good brew.
I would like to be on the train, riding around all over the place, but also murdering people. So I'm gonna pick both. I'm gonna break the rules.
You would have many potential and valid targets on a British train, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is that your hitman undercover name is the tea lady.
That's a scary ass hitman name, actually.
No, it's Tramp
And
Zero.
Brad Pitt's going to come on your train. It's Tramp Zero. But Brad Pitt's going to come on your train and it's going to be like Bullet Train and you're going to be the tea lady on Bullet Train. And
A+ reference. I was hoping you'd bring up Bullet Train.
That would definitely be fine. That's such a good movie.
Oh, you can poison people with your tea accoutrements.
Yes. Yeah.
That isn't salt and that's salt and vinegar.
I want them to do a Bullet Train 2 in the UK, just because, I mean, I know the UK doesn't have bullet trains, but just like Brad Pitt, Hitman on a train, UK, because I feel like, obviously, Hitman Tea Lady is never going to get made into a movie, but I feel like that would be the closest we come, and I would be 100% here for it.
Yeah. I would watch that.
Your first problem is it's delayed. And then the train's cancelled because of strikes. So you have to put the hit off.
Because of the wrong kind of leaves on the line.
Yes. But then they have to stop because people have gone onto the tracks again. And you're like, fuck, just run over them.
Yeah.
That was my issue. Just
I'm in
Mm.
just
Darlington.
run
I just
over
want to
the
go
people
home.
on the
And then
train.
you spend
Just do
absolutely
it.
forever in York.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you've got to get to somewhere like York, and like, yeah, you've got to transfer to a different train now because
Take
of
it back.
reasons.
I don't want Bullet Train to sit in the UK. I take it all back.
No, it's being made now. Too late.
So what are
First
you?
answers
What are
only.
you, Claire? Hitman or Tea Lady?
I'm gonna be a hitman and just make a really mean brew, because and people are rude on trains. I would just want to like slam their heads into the tables.
Hmm. I'd be
Um,
Hitman just for that reason, so I'd have an excuse.
yeah. Just straight up murder people.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000.
Constance is gonna be the most famous microwave tea lady in the world, and then Claire will murder her.
No, she won't.
True, tea lady.
She'll
So it's
appear on
made
true
right.
crime podcasts after she's been murdered, maybe.
Vigil Annie. I like that other one in the chat. That's great.
Yes, Vigilante. That is, she has earned that name, but
Yep.
only for people who need it. She's very, very thoughtful.
She'd be good at it.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. So wow, this is such like a long episode. We still have more like regular podcast stuff that we have to do. We
can chat
have
about that.
we have our favorite final thought quotes. It was, Halloran reflected, a bit unusual that he'd be carrying around an eyeball in a coffee cup. And I also liked, fucking hell, you did, didn't ya? You took me serious. Oh, fuck me. I didn't want his bleeding eyeball. It was a joke, mate. Which makes me think of Drew saying, mate, so many times in an episode that she joined us on. Mate.
Mates.
Oh, mate.
Oh, mate.
Nah,
Oh,
mate.
man.
Mate.
Nah, dog. No, mate.
Nah, dog is American. Nah, mate. That's British.
Yes.
British, innit?
Nah, dog is now Fictional Hangover property, I'm sure.
Nah, dog.
We have stolen it from you.
Yeah.
And say it
Oh,
in
she's doing it.
literally every episode.
I didn't know that came from me.
I
Sweet.
did come from you. 100%
You're welcome.
did.
How it hasn't made onto a t-shirt, I do not know.
Mate.
Oh, Claire, did you have any?
Um,
favorite final thought quotes?
I'm just going to give you one because it's basically the British version for fuck off. She stared at him. I beg your pardon.
Yup.
It's like signing an email, kind regards. You're in shit.
You're in so much shit. Yeah. I beg your pardon.
It's harsh. I think here the email tagline is as per my last email.
Oh, you get an as
I hate
per.
those
Burn.
You in
Hate
shit,
those
bro.
Burn.
You done fucked up.
You have.
I have written, what does following our meeting, because I've had to write that about 6 times this week.
That's not good.
Sign of annoyance.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. We also have an if you liked this, try this, which is also our indie spotlight for this week. We're combining them into one, except for it's not an indie spotlight. It's a new book that's coming out. We would like to recommend The Dead Cat Tail Assassins by P. Jelly Clark.
Jelly, yes, my man.
So Ring Shout was really, really great. So
next level.
Just gotta recommend this one. The summary from Goodreads is: the dead cat tail assassins are not cats, nor do they have tails, but they are most assuredly dead. Evine the Eviscerator is skilled, discreet, professional, and here for your most pressing needs in the ancient city of Talabisi. Her guild is strong. Her blades are sharp, and her rules are simple. Those sworn to the matron of assassins, resurrected deadly, wiped of their memories, have only 3 unbreakable vows. First, the contract must be just. That's above Evine's pay grade. Second, even the most powerful assassin may only kill the contracted. Evine's a professional. She's never missed her mark. I bet she's never brought back an eyeball either. The third, once you accept a job, you must carry it out. And if you stray, a final death would be a mercy. When the festival of the Clockwork King turns the city upside down, Evine's newest mission brings her face to face with a past she isn't supposed to remember and a vow she can't forget. It sounds so good. It's also a novella, so it's a little bit shorter. It's not a short story, but you know, it's as close as we could get.
Jelly likes his novellas, but he does them pretty well.
He really, really
Did you
does.
say it's coming out in April? Yeah.
Yes, it comes out in April, the end of April.
Yeah, I mean he's one of the best writers we've got around today, and also one of the most imaginative. Got a lot of time for his shit. He's a good dude, incredible writer. Love his work.
I've only read Ring Shout, and it was really good, so I'm excited for this one.
Master of Jinn. It's excellent.
Okay, I'll do that.
I'm sure there's something else he's written that I was looking at. I'll look later.
All right, so we have some non-would you rather questions.
Yes.
The Black Drums.
Yes. Black God's Drums. Yeah.
Yes.
Claire is clearly on a slight delay. So, would you rather questions? What was your inspiration for this bonkers story?
It's. I mean, I'm trying to remember back like over 10 years ago when I wrote this. Honestly, I think I was just on a train, possibly going up to Scotland, but I don't want to say for sure. And I think I just had this image of it of this eyeball in the coffee cup. That was pretty clear because I just finished writing Tracer, my first book, which, as I mentioned before, had a severed eyeball in it, and I obviously had eyeballs on the brain, which is a horrible sentence. And I just thought about this eyeball in a coffee cup, and I went, well, that's interesting. Why would that happen? And the story kind of spiraled out from there. And the fun of it for me was, it was a story that is so quintessentially British. Everything about that story is Britain for me. Like, I love the rhythm of how British people speak. I love the accents. I love everything about it. And if I like getting to write that kind of thing is always so much fucking fun for me. Because I miss the UK. I lived there for 7 years. And it's some of the best times of my life were in London. So I really do miss it. And I miss the way people speak. So slightly long-winded answer, but yeah, it was probably just a train journey, thinking about an eyeball in a coffee cup and wondering what happens. Like, what is that doing there? What did I say?
I don't know. What is that doing there? That's so very like
you pull at little threads. You get a little mental image, and you go, "That's interesting." And
what
you pull at the thread.
What?
That's my job. That's what I do.
What is that doing there?
You pulled at the optic nerve. You mean?
Took
the metaphor quite literal there, Claire.
It's in your ramen. That's not a noodle.
Oh no.
But a lot of my stories like that, they come from an image or a thought or a like, what if it was like this, or wow, what is that doing there, or how would that work if, and it just spirals from there. It's just like, it's curiosity ultimately. Like, everything I do is about curiosity.
Polite curiosity though. What is that doing there?
Yes, polite curiosity, which immediately devolves into someone just got their eyeball ripped out their head.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Claire, would you like to ask a question?
Yeah. I mean, I would like to just zip straight into all of the really cool people and, telling us about visiting Amanda in Arkansas.
Oh yeah. Skip all the rest of that question. I like it. Yes.
Yeah.
Talk about me.
I mean, as an author, like, I've done events before, and they're always fun. I love doing author events, and it's very, very rare for me to do an event where the organizers don't put their best foot forward and really try to make me comfortable and try to get as much people in as possible. Like, people who do book events generally care about authors and care about books, and they want to make it a great experience for everyone involved. Like, it's extremely rare for me to have a bad experience. But Amanda and her colleagues, and mostly Amanda, but also her colleagues as well, must be said, at the Saline County Library in Benton, Arkansas, I've never had a warmer welcome. I have never had a group of people more pleased to see me than that day. Um, there were huge posters of the Frost Files series up. There was a literal red carpet. Um, there was a whole venue set aside. There were streamers hanging from the ceiling. There were balloons in the colors of the books. There was a grilled cheese station. There was some sort of liquid concoction that someone had made and called the
Skip.
Tegan Frost. Like,
Skip that one.
it was I was genuinely I was almost embarrassed at just how warmly I was being welcomed. And it was very, very humbling and very wonderful. And it's one of those memories I'm gonna take to, my deathbed, is like, wow, I can't believe that actually happened. Because, like, as a contrast, like the night before, I was in Fayetteville at their library. And they have a wonderful library and a wonderful staff, and they did an incredible job. I did a talk they set me up. They did a really good job of promoting it. Like, they were wonderful people, and they roped in a local bookstore. We had a fantastic time. Like, I take nothing away from them. I had a great time. Saline County Library was just on a different level. It was just like, I've never experienced anything like that again. And even if I sell millions and millions and millions of copies, I don't know if that'll ever happen again at that level. I just don't. So, and for me also, the fun was finally getting to meet Amanda, because I've been on this podcast so many times, and you and I chat back and forth all the time. Like, we've become buddies. So actually being able to, like, say what's up and give you a hug and actually chat to you face to face and go out for a meal with you, that was a lot of fun. And Claire, I hope we get to do the same at some point when I'm next in the UK. Like, I'll come up north and we'll hang out. I don't expect you to print out like posters of my books and do a red carpet. I think we can leave that to Amanda. But honestly, it was a wonderful visit, and I got to meet Amanda. I got to meet all your colleagues who are wonderful. I got to meet your mom and dad. That was pretty spectacular. Just had a terrific time. Absolutely terrific time.
Watching Amanda watching Amanda actually sharing for it as well. I've never, and I'm sorry to say this, seen somebody so stressed. Like, she was so stressed but so excited at the same time. Like, the debate over the Tegan Frost cocktail, and she was like, "Of course I'm gonna have grilled cheese," and then she's like, "Claire, I have a red carpet." Like, every stage, I was getting excited for her because she was telling me what organized things she was putting together and what she's so excited that something's being done, and how, she's just getting more and more hyped up. She was like a kid at Christmas. I didn't think she was going to get to sleep the night before. And I was like, if you don't go to sleep, Jackson Ford doesn't come, You have to go to sleep
She
for
did tell me
Jackson Ford to
that.
come.
She did tell me that.
Yeah,
She
again,
was
there's
so
that.
excited.
You almost feel like or certainly I do, like I'm not necessarily worthy of that level of attention and stress and effort, but I'm tremendously grateful that you felt that strongly to do it. So I said it at the time, but I'll say it again. Thank you for making me feel that
of
welcome
course.
and that loved. It really did feel like I was among family that day.
I was
Orphans are rock stars.
Yes.
We're the fangirls to Orphan. I mean, I'm
It
wearing a
was
freaking Jane
different.
Austen rock star t-shirt.
I didn't know, but
today
it was
because,
rockstar's not the word. I didn't feel like a rock star.
Of course,
I
Amanda's
felt like
gonna go for it.
I felt like I was hanging out with people who genuinely loved me and loved hanging out with me, not just because of, like, I don't know, because I'm this rock star icon, which I'm not. What I'm trying to say is, it didn't feel like that. It felt a lot more personal and intimate and just really just warm and welcoming.
I was very, very shocked when you came in through the front doors, because we had been texting all day. Like, I was expecting you to text me, "Hey, I'm in the parking lot," and I would, like, go out and find you and walk in with
Why?
you.
I could enter
I
the
don't
building
know.
without instructions. I could figure
I
that
don't
out.
know, but you came in and I was behind the circ desk and, like, my knees just buckled, like, "Holy shit, it's real, it's happening." I had a full emotion that day, and that is
You
rare
had
for me.
all the feels.
Yeah.
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 Sorry, if I'd known it was going to be that, I would have texted. But I just figured out, roughly when I'm coming. I'll just come.
No, yeah, but I don't know, because we had been texting back and forth, and I'm like, "Okay, so he's just gonna let me know when he gets here, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be fine." Nope. Swoon. I did. I think I actually did swoon. I might have needed to get a fan. Like,
it was quite something, but I had a terrific time. Um, and yeah, you have wonderful colleagues. You have a wonderful library. I'm sad I didn't get to see your new library, but it's looking. Amanda's got her new separate library project, which is gonna be working. It's looking phenomenal, and I don't such to say that because the posters are up of my books,
Yes. Uh, and your books are painted onto the wall.
and they're painted onto the wall.
They're
Basically, a
painted in a
shrine at this
mural.
point. It's
Yes.
it's great.
Yes.
No, it
It
was
doesn't come
yeah.
across as creepy at all.
And
Yeah.
I'd never been to Arkansas, so I mean, I love travel, and for me, this was a chance to go somewhere I'd never been. So I landed in Little Rock, I drove through the Ozark National Forest up to Fayetteville, incredibly beautiful drive. Um, I got to eat some really good food. Before I came to the library, I stopped in Little Rock somewhere, and I got some catfish. Fried catfish are the shit. They're really really good. So yeah, it was a great trip, and it was especially fun because I was coming off Dragon Con, which was not my favorite con that I've ever been to. I loved Atlanta itself. Atlanta was fucking banging. Absolutely would go back there. Don't know if I would do Dragon Con again, to be perfectly honest.
Hmm. I haven't been to a good con since I lived up in Seattle.
Mm.
There's just something different about those cons as the
Yeah.
smaller ones down here. I mean, there are some okay ones down here in the South, but it's just hard. It's hard to get like big name people in smaller towns.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there are any cons in Arkansas. I suspect with the way your state government treats fiction, probably not.
There actually are. There's several.
Really?
There's several.
That's
Yeah, there's
amazing.
actually one coming up next weekend. It's like an anime. It's more focused on anime than it is anything
Still
else. But yeah,
glad you've got that. Oh, excuse me.
It's been
yeah.
9 years since I've been to a con.
I haven't been in a
Hmm.
while. I did go to one here, and it's the last time I really like dressed up and went out too. And
Mm.
I was Frieza from Dragon Ball Z, and I
Oh, cool.
really enjoyed that costume. I made a giant fucking tail, and I had horns, and it was beautiful. But
Wow.
I don't get to dress up as much as I used to, and it makes me sad.
Well,
Damn
for
you,
the book
employment.
next year, you can dress up as an alternate universe Mongolian raider.
Thank you. I will. I will do that. And I am actually also supposed to be an eyeball after this
Dress up as an
episode.
eyeball. Yeah.
Yes.
I expect to see in the middle of the Zor ball rolling around a train.
God, I wish I could do that. It's not gonna happen though. It's not gonna happen.
See, I can think of a really easy way to do this whole eyeball cosplay thing, but I'm not going to give away my secrets.
You can do the
Not
cosplay
like,
this
with
time,
the
Claire.
internet. No, I'll talk to you afterwards.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So something that we mentioned at the beginning of this episode is that you were on for the very first time in episode 83, and
Yeah.
now we are at episode 279.
Fuck yeah.
That's fucking
Pretty bad.
amazing. What is
It's
time?
I salute your stamina and your longevity. That's what I salute.
It doesn't make sense in my brain. Like, it doesn't feel like it was that long ago that you were on, but it was ridiculous. And I
Yeah.
have such fond memories of the first time you
Me
were
too.
ever on the show, because that's right when The Girl Who Can Move Shit with Her Mind came out,
Yeah.
and like nobody knew who you were.
No,
And
That
not
was
at all. By
so
design.
funny.
That
That
it
week
was
was so funny. Us
so
saying, "Oh, we think it's
amazing.
this," or we think it could be this person, or could be that person, and then getting a message to say, "Yeah, I'm really Jackson Ford," and we're like, "Is this person trolling us?"
Like, hi,
Like,
do you
nah,
want
it's me,
do you
man.
want to know who I am in real life? Like, yeah. What?
Well, yeah, because you're looking for promo opportunities around the book's launch, and you see this podcast called Fictional Hangover doing a thing, and you're like, well, why don't I? I'm just revealing myself. They're speculating. I mean, there's an opportunity here, no, and I'd say it has worked out pretty spectacularly.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. That's probably one of the best Instagram posts we have ever made. It
Aw,
has
thank
it
you.
has led us here.
Yeah.
Here I am having
I am
another
so
emotion.
glad I persuaded you to cover that book, Amanda, because it's an adult book, and there wasn't any hesitancy. You just turned around and said, "Claire, you've just joined the podcast quite recently. We need to cover a book that you want to read." I was like, "I want to read this book," and you're like, "Okay, it sounds absolutely wild. I want to read this now." And then all of a
Yep.
sudden, we made an Instagram post, then we made Jackson Folk on the podcast, and now you're here for umpteenth time. It's
Yeah, nearly
bonkers.
200 damn episodes later. Holy
Yes.
shit.
It's insane.
And I'm gonna be around for episode 400. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, good. You
I was
were
going to say
on
what
our...
you're doing on 300, but
Well,
you know, if you're going to
it
put it
depends.
off.
It depends how careful a driver Drew is when she
That's
takes me
right.
to Hope, BC next week. Like,
That's
drive
right.
carefully, Drew. I got more books to write.
She'll bring superior crisps for snacks.
Yeah, we got this all
She'll
planned.
bring you lots of like salt and vinegar crisps for snacks, though.
Mate, we got this all planned out.
Mate.
So we know that you have another book coming out next year, so tell everyone about that. I know lots of things about it.
Yeah.
But you have to tell us all about it.
So this is Jackson Ford's first ever fantasy novel. It's a fucking doozy. It's called The Bone Raiders. It is about a group of alternate universe, all-female Mongolian raiders who decide to stop riding horses and start riding giant fire-breathing lizards, totally not dragons, to preserve their way of life. And it's amazing. It's kicking my ass. The draft is kicking my ass. It's my first fantasy novel. I'm trying to do it right. There's a lot of things that I'm having to learn on the fly. But it is a lot of fun. It's got the same vibe as The Girl Who Could Move Shit with Her Mind. It's the same kind of group of people who don't always like each other, but kind of have to work together. And some of them just do stupid shit on a regular basis. It's got very bad jokes. It's got stupid situations. It's got everything you want from a Jackson Ford book, only fantasy. And it is way more violent than my other books.
Oh, like, so excited.
People get fucking torched by these fire-breathing lizards, bitten in half, arrows through the knee, all of it. It's just blood and guts everywhere. I'm really having a lot of fun with it. That's coming out next year. I do have a bunch of other stuff that we are working on that I cannot talk about just yet. Because I'm suspicious I don't talk about shit till it's done.
Right.
But hopefully, fingers crossed, there will be more Jackson Ford books in the future that are not just fantasy or Frost Files.
Excellent.
We're gonna read all of them regardless.
Yay!
So just know that, and I will try to cosplay something from every single one. You're telling me about the blood and the gore, and I'm like, yes, that's my favorite thing to do. Yes.
I can tell you there's another series that I am working on that we're trying to sell now that is going to give you some wonderful cosplay opportunities.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I hope that you're doing this just for me. That's what I'm going to constantly tell myself. Like, yeah, Amanda's gonna rock the shit out of this cosplay as you're typing it.
I didn't write the book because of you. That makes sense. But a few chapters in, I did think to myself, if this ever does get published, Amanda is going to be all over this one.
Yeah. Okay. I'm excited. I'm excited for that.
And then there's Frost Files 5, which is written and just needs to sit for a while because I can't go back to that book just yet. I'm not emotionally ready for that shit because that book broke me. And then we have to try find a publisher for that.
Is that going to be the end of Tegan?
It is not the end of Tegan. It is the end of this particular arc of her story. There'll be more Tegan. I can't stay away from Tegan. She's my favorite, but you know, it's this particular arc of the story, the Tegan, Chloe, Adam arc coming to an end. And it's the big confrontation we've all been waiting for, but it was an incredibly difficult book to write because although I know I'll write more in the future, this was me saying goodbye to this particular story and these characters, and that was fucking difficult.
I can't wait. I can't wait to read it, and I also can't wait to see what color the book cover is, which is the big question.
Thing. We have an outstanding bet on this.
We do have an outstanding bet.
I cannot remember what colors we said.
Purple. I can't remember to look back at previous episodes.
We'll have to go back. I want to say I thought blue, but we'll go back.
I think what I do need to do is go back to when I rewrite it. I've got to make it slightly less dark. At the moment, it's a lot darker than the other Frost Files books, just because I'm knocking down all the dominoes, and like Frost Files books should be fun. They should be a little silly, so I want to up the stupidity factor a little bit. But we'll get there. It's not ready for public consumption yet, but it will be.
I can imagine there'll be a devastating death in it, though.
Too soon. Too soon, Claire. Can't do it.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fantastic. Everything that you write is really, really great, though,
thank you
and
so
we're
much.
not just saying that.
You're the best.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of the future. I can't wait. I can't wait to read more.
Good shit coming. 2025 is going to be a massive year. 2024, I actually have to write this stupid fucking thing, this fantasy novel. But 2025 is, what do the kids say? 2025 is going to be lit.
And then the lasers come up.
I'm
Still no
far
lasers.
too old for that.
Where are my
Still
fucking
no
lasers?
lasers.
There we go. People just listening on like the audio on Spotify, you're gonna be so fucking confused right now.
Yeah, like what are they talking about?
Lasers. What is this shit?
It's lasers.
Honestly, we're getting far too excited about lasers.
We are. You know what? It's fine. Lasers are amazing.
Better lasers than losers.
Oh,
Hey.
Jackson Ford and the Losers. It's my favorite. It's my favorite thing to come from this episode, I think.
Oh my god.
But that brings us to the end. It's the end of this episode of Fictional Hangover. You want to tell everyone where they can find you other than Fictional Hangover?
Other than Fictional Hangover, jacksonfordauthor.com. Sign up to my newsletter. It comes every week. It's good shit, and all the details of new books goes on their website. And you will find me on all social media, one handle at Real Jackson Ford. I'm on Instagram mostly, also on Threads a little bit. Not really on Twitter now. Fuck no on TikTok. But just if you want to find me on social media, at Real Jackson Ford.
Okay, well, that's the end. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire.
And that's Jackson Ford.
Jackson Ford, apparently. Yay! Thank you guys for having me on again. Always a pleasure. Love this fucking show. Love you guys. Thank you.
Oh, we love you too.
We love you.
Join us next time as we discuss Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Seanan McGuire. Look out for our Would You Rather polls on social media. Don't forget about our book club on Discord. Be sure to visit our shop on Redbubble at fictionalhangover.redbubble.com for all your favorite Fictional Hangover themed merchandise, and become a patron of ours on Patreon at patreon.com/fictionalhangover. Until next time, remember, the only cure for a fictional hangover is another book. Can't make the lasers happen. Can't do it.
Don't forget you can find us at fictionalhangover.com and follow us on all the social medias at Fictional Hangover. And if you like this episode, check out our others and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe so you don't miss out. And if you're on YouTube, give us a like. Thanks for listening.
Woo!